Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I wanted to talk about why the ion grenade has quickly become one of my favorite gadgets in Star Wars Battlefront. But before I go into the details, I wanted to show you why. Oh, yeah.
The uplink station has been activated by
The slow arc through the air. Yep, so if you're skillful enough and you got a little luck behind you, you have the capability of taking out an aircraft with the iron grenade. I will say that it doesn't one-shot them. I've actually done this in the past. An A-wing flew on over, I threw the grenade, and I hit it. I know that I hit it because I saw the explosion, but it did not take it down from 100% to 0, which is a little disappointing. You would think that if someone gets lucky enough or they're skillful enough to land one of these shots that the aircraft should be taken out, but that's besides the point. So the main reason why I love the ion grenade as much as I do right now, other than taking down aircrafts, of course, is that I don't think a lot of people understand the potential and the power of this thing when it comes to taking out not only vehicles, I mean, that's its main use, but taking out turrets. Turrets are ridiculously powerful right now in Star Wars Battlefront. And while of course this is the beta, DICE may go in and make some adjustments before the game finally ships, but at least right now in the beta, these things ruin infantry. And while you can slowly whittle it down with your blaster, if you're using the normal thermite grenade, you can slowly take this thing out, but by the time you finally drop him, he probably raked in 5 to 10 kills, he was able to allow his team to fortify around him, and now you're gonna have a much harder time arming or disarming the objective. Like, the turrets are just simply amazing. And so the reason why I love the ion grenade so much is that it one-shots it. Doesn't matter what kind of turret it is, if they're in it and you're able to line it up, it will one-shot them from 100% to 0. Another thing is really just taking out the ATSTs. If you're on defense, I know a lot of people are starting to finally get adjusted to Walker Assault, but one of the main things that you have to focus on is that while yes, it is key to bring in the Y-Wings, dropping the ATSTs as quickly as you can is incredibly beneficial for your team. I have had moments when I was in that vehicle where I was able to literally push up into the spawn and just rake in the kills because the enemy just had no way of dropping me. As soon as someone switching over to the iron grenade, that kill streak was promptly thwarted. There was literally nothing that I could do about it. And so I've noticed more and more that if I'm able to push forward and take out that ATST as quickly as I possibly can, that gives my team the foothold to push out of the spawns, ensuring that we're not getting spawn camped the entire time, surround the objective, and get some solid Y-wing captures. And while I know a lot of people are contributing their wins when they're on Rebels to the orbital strike, and don't get me wrong, if you're lucky enough to stumble across an orbital strike, that is going to be immensely beneficial for your team to take on an AT-AT. I'm finding that at the start of the round, it's just as beneficial to drop these ATSTs as quickly as you can because it gives you that breathing room. It allows you to call in a ridiculous amount of Y-Wings so that you don't have to rely on an orbital strike. Sometimes you just don't get lucky. Sometimes you just can't get that orbital strike and you're gonna need those Y-Wings. And so the reliable way that I'm finding is that this iron grenade is incredibly beneficial for your team winning the round. One critique I do have for it, though, is that it claims that it's good at dropping shields. So the personal shield when you're playing as an infantry, the squad shield pickup, it claims that it's good at dropping these things, but that is a bold-faced lie. There's been a lot of times when I've been toe-to-toe with an infantry, we're dueling, and then he pops his personal shield. This happens all the time. He charges me, I throw my grenade directly through him, and nothing happens. In my opinion, or what I assumed the grenade would do, was that it would explode, it would take out the shield instantaneously, either drop him, because let's be honest, if I'm able to hit a grenade directly on a player who has a shield on, I feel like it should either do a significant amount of damage or just flat out kill them, but it doesn't even blow up to drop the shield, allowing me to switch on over to my primary blaster and take them out while they're unprepared because they expected their shield to last. That just does not happen. And while it might technically be very effective against shields, like if it's on the ground for the 6 or 8 seconds for it to manually detonate, it might do a lot of damage against someone who's standing directly next to it. But that is not what I was expecting when I read this description. And so I'm crossing my fingers that this is just a bug. I'm hoping that when the game goes live, because I can see myself using it, if I'm able to take out aircrafts, if it's still as fun to take out turrets, and it clearly these things are going to be amazing, I can see myself using this constantly, but it would be nice if it also was another counter to the shields. The personal bubble shield as it is right now is very powerful. There aren't a lot of counters to it right now except for the cycle rifle, and if a skillful grenade throw is one way of taking them out, I feel like that's a viable thing to have in the game. You guys might disagree, maybe you think that that is pushing things too far, but at least in its current state, that is my one complaint with the iron grenade. But overall, I highly recommend that you give this a try in Star Wars Battlefront. You may not be lucky enough to take out an aircraft on your very first try, but I can guarantee that you're going to love to take out turrets, and it's also going to be immensely beneficial for your team. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Give me your thoughts on the iron grenade. Are you loving it as much as I am? Do you think it's overrated? Let me know down below. But until tomorrow, have a good one, and take it easy.